I mean, some people are fucking effortless.
Yeah.
Some people, like Elon took a while. Like we had to start drinking.
No, that was brutal. Yeah. But that, I mean, you know how much I tried to micromanage that behind the scenes,
Yes,
right? Like I was
and
all
thank
in
you for that.
your grill, trying to figure that out. And you guys basically broke all the rules I thought I laid down. And Elon did it because Elon tweeted, "I'll be on Joe's podcast Thursday night at 9 o'clock,
Yeah,
whatever."
I was like,
and so
no.
okay, but I mean, I didn't want you guys to go live.
Right.
I wanted you to both have a chance to say, "Wait a minute, is smoking a blunt really the thing we want to be doing here?" So, you didn't take my advice, and it was what it was.
Well,
I mean,
we were drunk by the time the weed came out. That was what's interesting to me is we were drinking from the beginning of the podcast. We started drinking whiskey. We both had 2 or 3 glasses of whiskey before the weed came out. Nobody cared the fact that the CEO of Tesla was drunk.
Right.
Like no one cared about that. I mean, he wasn't drunk, but he shouldn't have been driving.
I don't know if that was obvious. I don't know if they saw that you were drinking. It
was obvious
in the beginning.
We were pouring the whiskey.
Right.
I mean, it was on the table. We had ice. We were clinking glasses. Salute. I mean, it was very obvious.
Yeah. I mean, the problem for me there with that podcast, frankly, was that I feel like you both got unlucky with just where he was in his life at that moment. I mean, because what that podcast showcased, at least for the first, 90 minutes, was just how many user interface problems you could have with Elon, right? Like he just showed up as kind of fairly weird, right? He's not always like that by any stretch. I mean, he can give a very loose interview, but you were working. I mean, it was just absolutely heroic work trying to keep that conversation happening, in the beginning.
But once we got loose, that was good.
But it was still, it's like, he was just in a space that he was so massively stressed and so overworked, and just, he had, fires everywhere that had to be put out. And so I just felt, as a friend, I just felt like, okay, this is sort of the wrong time to be doing this. And and so I just felt, it just felt unlucky to me. So, because he's, again, I see him in many other moments, and he can be, that was actually a circumstance where I was looking at the comments, right? And I was saying, okay, these are people who are basically reading him as somebody who is much stranger than in fact he ever is, and I could see why they were doing that, because he just seemed in a very stressed space in his life.
Well, it was interesting. He was very different when he first got here versus when the mic came on.
Right.
When he first got here, he pulls out the fucking blowtorch and starts shooting this flamethrower in the middle of the hallway, and we're laughing and having. I'm like, he's gonna be easy. This is great.
Right.
And then we sat down, and then stiff right off the bat, and I'm just trying to massage it and get him going.
Although I honestly, I think that is another consequence of live. I mean, I'm not arguing that you shouldn't be live, because it has a massive advantage for you as well, but it is. There's just a different feeling.
Yeah.